Video log 2, 12:27, 22. It is 12:24 Hawaiian Standard Time. Yeah, so back on the Mayorkas situation. So, I realize, like, I guess there's some shroud of, or thread of hope. I think in that Mayorkas is an actual attorney. So I'm going to address this like I was talking to an actual attorney, right? So we have this guy who's sitting up here, basically who understands communism, and he's rationalizing that his flavor of authoritarianism isn't communism because the goal is not to level the income playing field across classes. This is his scapegoat, essentially. He's like, I'm not a Marxist because this is not my goals. But Marx was an anti-capitalist, and exploiting capitalism is Marxist. I mean, communism exploits capitalism. And you say, well, the intended goal is just to manipulate capitalism and take control away from the shareholders, the private enterprises that own these companies, and the customers that vote with their dollars to promote these companies into powerful positions. Mayorkas and his group of cronies here are rationalizing a what is pseudo-communism? Can we agree on pseudo-communism? Can we agree that this is what the early implementation would look like? Can we agree that this is what the international interpretation looks like from a deployment standpoint? Like the implementation itself looks like Chinese Big Brother, manipulate you, set you up, shoot at you if we have to, prevent you from leaving the country, manipulate you financially so we can get you into a place where we can monitor you 24/7 because we can't kill you because it's going to be a big thing. And no, if Mayorkas and his cronies are hell bent on deploying whatever post rationalized version of communism that they're hell bent on deploying, then I guess call me Falcon. I do not stand for this. Anyway, so what do we do about it? I don't know. I mean, so how does the subtle manipulation of commerce equate into, income manipulation and control? How do we level the classes from this sort of implementation that Mayorkas and his cronies are perpetuating? Well, covering up, anytime, like if you weren't clouding up whistleblower functions, if you weren't intervening with the DHS OIG, if you didn't have an active coup in your agency that's obviously being fulfilled, like realized by the public, like, dude, explain it to us. Explain it to us, Mayorkas, how it's not communism. But so how does this implementation, how could it be leveraged to? So part of the implementation with this man in the middle attack and other the manipulation of Visa cards and MasterCards and American Express cards and this sort of thing, or the manipulation of plane tickets and this sort of thing to prevent travel. My experience has been with hotels and otherwise a manipulation of the price that I'm paying, is so that I would, basically the playbook is bleed the poor, so that they can't be a threat, or so that we can control them and watch them wherever they go. I can't speak to the other use cases, but being an innocent man, this is not due process. And my question is are we okay with manipulating, all the prices, the exploitation of commerce? Are we okay with manipulating the prices based off of income? Like you pay for, if you're going to buy a plane ticket and you have $100 billion, then you pay, and I pay $100, you should pay 100,000. Can we do that? We can with this system. Unofficially, especially if they're, a political opponent. What is the goal of communism? I mean, to just like the goal of all systems, to protect and insulate and sustain the people that perpetuate it. That's the goal of communism. That's the goal of socialism. That's the goal of everything that's anti-capitalistic. That you're not letting the consumer, you're not letting ingenuity decide. Do we need regulation? Sure, we need regulation so we don't dump things into the rivers and things like that. But beyond that, no manipulation of capitalism. It's anti-American, it's anti-capitalistic, and so thus, if so facto, it is pro-communism. It's pro-communism. We're either trending towards communism or away from communism. Which is it? Which is it with these implementations? Are we trending away from communism or towards it? Well, it's not communism, but it's definitely trending towards communism. All right. Go ahead, lawyer. Your witness.